Today I'm going to do the water brush pen by using these washable markers. Yeah, so this is easy. I just did that before in my other video with my water brush pen. So I'm going to show you for this stroke. So I'm just gonna paint by using my water brush pen from a stroke. So this is my first method that I'm going to do. Yep. Starting this like the edge, for example. And make sure you should squeeze it until wait till water comes out. And then what am I gonna do is I'm going to paint to make sure I'll see what happens to the color. Yep. This looks fine. It's because it's gonna create into a lighter color from the stroke, but however I can still see it. So maybe if I do not need to add more water because it's going to, I'm not gonna let the paper rip by that thing. It's because it's how I just made it up with the color. I can also do this. Like creating more strokes like a flower. I know this might be challenging for me. Yep. I made this flower. I know, but you can't see it. But hey, this looks wonderful. Okay. And the next part, am I gonna do is, even though if I can create strokes without using from a stroke of the marker, but I'm gonna say is I'll do it on a palette, because I'm using this watercolor palette. I actually don't have like a painting palette, so I'm gonna use this instead. And this is great for me, like to demonstrate about with a color from a palette, so that it's like doing with watercolors. So create enough mark by using your washable marker, and you just use a water brush pen and squeeze it until you can see that it actually turns into color. You see that? Now I'm just gonna do this to make sure to see what happens. That looks wonderful. Yep. Because I don't even made me to add any pressure. Oops. I know, because everyone makes mistakes. Yep. But we just need to practice. Yep. I even made the beautiful waves. And so now, if I want to change a color, all you have to do is to squeeze it and take a damp before you see that the tip has already been washed out. So I'm gonna go for green because it's my favorite color. Because you know what? I tried by using the method, using a water brush pen from the tip. It might gonna solidly fade out from its own tip. So I like to do that on the palette. That's much better. Like to create those strokes. So I'm just gonna do this, and I'm going to make a leaf. Okay. I actually need to add a bit of more color so we can see what happens if. Because you know I'm using the thin brush. I'm gonna even create another stroke, and I can see how the leaf looks. Alright. Not even bad of that. I'm gonna even make some of these colors. Aside from green, I'm going to put some yellow and some orange. Then I can put them onto a palette without making any stroke mess. Okay, then. So you can see that. I'm just gonna need to add slightly more green along the way. Because I already put green. Even though it's light, that's how if you put water onto the washable ink, then it's gonna make the color really light. And that's how watercolors work when you go for the first stroke to see what happens. Because I'm using the thin one. You can use any type of thickness by using these water brush pens, like a medium one because I have it there. It looks beautiful. Gonna create a stem. Now I'm going to create another stroke. Oops. Can't forget the tip. It does looking neat. Yep. Not very bad. Indeed. Yes. Need to go for a bit more. And I can make some little leaves like this. Alright. Looks okay enough. So now I'm gonna use the blue with a purple. So I'm going to put these colors onto the palette. So I'm going to add a blue. And I'm gonna do is a purple. And I'm going to mix it. Okay. This is what I usually do that by mixing with the pigments of my watercolor. Now I can make a very nice stroke. I'm gonna use this. To create a thickness. So I'm going to practice it like more than a time. But not just every time. Okay. I even might gonna say it looks good. Looks actually does perfect enough. Good enough. Just need to add some perfect flower. Hi. Because I'm trying to make petals for the flower like one of the videos that I've watched. Just gonna even made it up. Oh. Alright. Because even though I just don't wanna let the opacity trying to be unstable, but look like from earlier that how I easily clear out my stroke because it took time for me. And it's like the one that it's just a practice. It's not just definitely like a real artwork. But I'm gonna do is like it's okay if you try to make mistakes as long as if you don't pressure yourself. And yeah, so why don't if you can try to do that too? Because remember, this video is just a practice. And if you want to do it, yeah, because you know, I always like to make artworks by using a water brush pen with the method of the washable markers because it's a handy supply that you can use just like for watercolors so that even though I don't want to make my water too dirty, looking too dirty, or don't want to waste the water. But it's like a paintbrush, although it's a pen. That's where you can even make up more strokes. and it can turn it out into advancedly like making it less opaque, right? Doesn't want to be too bold, you know. Yeah, because it does looking quite neat than the markers itself. And so thank you guys for watching. And I will see you again next time.